Hello everyone, hope you are doing well and welcome to the TechBizSoft. So that yesterday recording, the last recording that we have right. So there we have covered basics of Python. What is a Python? Some definitions, right? Some identifier we have covered, right? What is the identifier and data types? I think we just started, right? What is a data type? So data type is one of the important part of the Python. So we will understand why it is important a lot. So let me tell you one thing here. Whenever you are working on any software, right, or any kind of data science or any kind of machine learning, okay. So machine learning, data science and software, right, they are definitely making the tools only, right, where we do use kind of data. So what is the data that we have to understand first? Data is what? If you want to understand data type, we have to understand first why type is required and what is the data. That is one of the important part. One of the important part of all the softwares. Without data, you don't have anything, right? If you have a data, that means you have everything. So you have a data, you have to play with the data. You have to play with the data with different way, right? So that we have to understand what is the data and what is the type of it. So data is what? Piece of information. Piece of information is what? It is a data. Okay, so we have a specific type of data, right, and they are having a specific type of it. So data with a specific type, that is called data type, as name suggests, right? If you want to become a good developer, right, we should have an understanding of each and everything, right? And data type is one of the fundamental, I can say fundamental topics or fundamental, I can say way to understand programming, right? So if you want to understand a programming, you should know what is the data and what is the type of the data, right? So that is a piece of information. What could be the piece of information? I will give you a simple example. Let's say we do use calculator, right? In calculator, what do? We do say, I want to perform addition. I want to perform addition, right? Addition of what? Two numbers. Addition of two numbers. Addition of two numbers. What is that number? I am saying, hey, please perform addition of 10 plus 20. Right? So 10 and 20 is what? It is a data only. So addition of two numbers. Let's take example of calculator. It's a simple one, right? Everyone does use it, right? In the day-to-day routine. So with the help of that, you will understand easily actually what is the data, right? So here I am giving 10 and 20. So 10 is a one value and 20 is a one value, right? Let's say I am asking this to the human. In human, I am saying that, let's say I am a person and I want to perform addition of two numbers, 10 plus 20. So 10 plus 20. So what first, suppose if you will say like it's a child, right, or someone, right, who is just learning that kind of mathematics, what he will do? He will think, okay, 10 is some kind of numbers. Okay, fine. After that, what he has to do? He has to perform the plus operation. Okay, plus. So what happened, right? First 10 will store in his brain, then it will perform plus operation, and plus he know what is the meaning of plus, right? It is adding something, and then it will say 20. Okay, 20 some value that will fit in his brain, right? So 10 plus 20, these are the two different values which will fit in his brain. Then only it will perform that. So two things we have to understand. First, what is the data? Data is 10. What is the data? 20 is the data. 10 and 20 are the data, and plus is what? Plus is an operator which will perform the operation between 10 and 20, right? So then he can directly say that it will be 30, right? If his brain is not working, let's say the child who is like 1 year old or who is like 6 month old, who is like 1.5 year old, his brain does not work that much. If I will say, can you please tell me the addition of 10 plus 20? Will he perform? Will he or she will perform? No, right? Because his brain is not that much capable to think about what is the 10 and what is the 20. Same like in machine also, we have to train the machine like that way. If whatever we are typing, that should understand, right? So that's why I'm saying here, this 10 and 20 are the data. So we have to tell to the machine, this is a data actually. So how do we tell to the machine? That we do tell in the form of types only. We have a different type of data. We have int type of data, we have a float type of data, that we will understand different type of data. So that means we have a data, and on data what type of operation you want to perform, that is the operator. And what is the type of the data? It will be integer type data, it will be float type data, it will be character type of data, right? That all comes under the data type category only. So first you have to understand what is the data. Everything in a software, everything, if it is a calculator, digit is a data for it. If it is an e-commerce application, we know that e-commerce means kind of shopping website. Let's take example of Amazon, let's take example of Flipkart. Whatever item I'm saying, suppose I'm buying a one t-shirt, I'm buying a one shirt, I'm buying a one pant, they all are the data only. They all are the data only. Let's say if I'm going with some kind of gaming software, right, where whichever I'm some guns we have, right, some men we have, they all the kind of data for them. So data definition will be changed on software to software, right? So data is what piece of information which will store some data, right? So where do we store the data? That do we store in the variable only, right? So what I'm saying here, 10 plus 20, these are the two different data, right? So data direct cannot be work here. Data directly cannot be work here. Data will work with the variable, right? So we have to understand one more things layer, like variables. What is the variables? Who does store the data? I mean, it is store the data. It is store the data in computer memory. In computer memory. Like for example, I am saying that 10 is a one kind of number. 10 is a one kind of number. So here, actually here I am putting this in 3 quote, right? It is a comments actually. Comments means something which I can write in English, right? In English. This is not a kind of syntax that does follow by the Python, right? That does follow by the Python. So syntax is one of the important part here, right? So we will understand what is the syntax is kind of rule of the grammar. I mean, I can say like the grammar of the Python or grammar of the programming language, that is called syntax, right? In triple code, I will write anything. There will not be any problem. That will take as a comments. Comments, we know that what is the meaning of comments means that is only just giving the information of it, not for the programs. This is for the humans. Like for example, I wrote my program. So I wrote my program, I want to understand what is the meaning of it. So that comes under the comments only, right? So that is the comments here. Okay. And here I am talking about the syntax. So we have to write, suppose here a equal to 100. So a equal to 100 is a one kind of syntax where 100 is a data and a is a variable, right? So variable is a also kind of identifier we have seen yesterday, right? So identifier will be in many forms. It will be in a one form is like variable also. So a is a one kind of variable which will store the 100. So in computer, what happen, right? This 100 go and store into a memory A. So what happen in the memory? It will create a one A block. Let me open that. It will create a one A block. Let me see here. It will create a one A block. Inside that it will store the 100. It will store the 100. So it is a computer memory, right? So the name of this variable will be A only. So inside this A, 100 will store. That means one block occupied by this 100, which is, so 100 cannot be accessed directly, right? 100 cannot be accessed directly. 100 will be accessible with the A only. Like suppose I want to display 100. So what I will do here, I will go with the A only, because A is a variable. A is a variable who is storing the A, right? And then it is performing some operation over there. So if I will go and print it, right, it is giving me 100, right? So variable and variable data, right? Variable with the variable data, both are important, right? So with the help of variable only, we can perform some operation, right? With that, any operation, right? So data doesn't come directly. Data always come with the variables, or sometime it is called reference also, right? Sometime it is called a reference also. That also I will let you know when it is called reference. Right now you have to understand it is a simple kind of variable only, right? So a variable that store the data in computer memory, which will use to perform some kind of operation. So first we have to understand what is the data, right? Then we have to understand the different type of the data, right? So I've given the very basics information about the data and types. If you are a beginner, if you do not know anything, right, you can easily understand that, right? So 100 is a data and A is a variable where it will store. So if you want to perform any addition of it, any addition on it, subtraction on it, or any operation you want to perform, you can perform on it directly without any problem. Okay, so that is the one type of data we have, right, with the variable. but every data having a specific type of it. So as I told you, right, data is not like alone. Data itself is having its own type. They both are kind of a kind of part of each other. If I will say data alone, if there is a no type, that means there is no sense of data. If I am saying type only we have, but there is a no data, that time also there is no sense of that particular data. So data with a specific type, that is a kind of combination, that is a kind of part of each other, right? Data alone can't do anything, type alone can't do anything, right? Like for example, here I am writing a equal to 100. So 100, I am giving one data, but it is having a one kind of type actually. It is having a one kind of type. Let's say I am writing here b equal to, say like in double quote, say hello. Hello is what? It is a data, but it is having a specific type. What is a specific type? Here we are writing something is character, right? So character type in Python is called string. So it is representing the string and it is representing the int actually. It is representing the int only. It is representing the int only. So here 100 is a int and hello is a string, right? So that way we have to understand that what type of data we are going to use. So we have a different type of data that we are going to understand step by step, right? So a equal to 100, b equal to hello. Now I want to know that what is the type of, suppose I'm a beginner, I don't know what is the type of a. So I can have a method as well, which is a type. Here I can provide some variable name. So type of a. So a is int type, right? It will display int only. Same like here, if I want to display like print type of, suppose b. So it will display type of b. If I will run this, see what is saying. Here it is saying that int. See, type is saying class int. That means this a is an integer type and b is a string type, right? That way we have many type of data type that we are going to understand. We have in Python near about 11 to 12 data type that type data type that we will understand step by step. So 2 is over. A is a int only, b is a string. Second, we have a like, let's say I'm creating a variable only, right? So I'm just taking a, b, c on format. It could be any name, right? It could be a1, b1. I can put here a1, a2, a3, right? Or in simple, I can put here like its number. Okay, it could be any type. It could be anything. Okay, because it's a variable only, right? So you do not go with the sequence of this. Whatever I'm putting, you can put any name, right? So number here I can put. So in simple, I can put number. Here I can put like suppose name. It is a name only, right? Here I can put like suppose some kind of a digit, right? So I can put here like digit equal to like 100.0. Now here I am putting two things. One is a 0.0, one is a without 0.0. So with normal without 0.0, right? That time it is comes under the int category, right? So here let me go. It is a number, otherwise it will not compile, right? So what is the meaning of this red that we are getting, right? Suppose here I am getting this red. This is called error actually here. Whenever you are working in Python, right? If you are getting something in red, that means it is an error on it, right? If you have an error, then code will not be compiled. Code will not be compiled, right? So I'm writing your name. What is the compilation? That also I will let you know. Let me finish it first, okay? So we have a like number 100, name hello, and digit 100. So if I will run this, so here you can say that it is int, it is str, right? Now I want to know the type of digit actually here. So type of digit having a 100.0. So what happen here? It will give me like float only. So if it is having a 100.0, if you'll add the 0.0 on it, right? That time it is saying, okay, it is a digit, float only. It is a float only, right? And we have a like, if you have a mathematics guys, right? If you have learned mathematics, so we have a like one type of data type as well, which is called complex type of data type, right? So I'm writing here like suppose complex, or like let me write here c equal to, that will having a like suppose 4 plus 10j, 4 plus 10j. So here it is this type of data type where we have a real part and imaginary part, right? So this 10j is representing as imaginary part. I will tell you right now, you have to understand that, right? When is required, why we do use it, that is a different things we have. But right now you have to understand that here 10j is a different, 10 is an imaginary part and 4 is a real part. So this type of data type, that is also one type of data type. If I will display here the type of C, right? Let me write here again. What is the type of C? What's the type of C? That means see here, it is saying like complex only. So we have a complex data type as well. So first we have empty data type, string data type, digit data type, and complex data type, right? Same we have like here D equal to say like true, TRUE. It could be true or it could be false, right? So here if I want to write the type of D, then what does it do? It will give me a like boolean only here. So here this true and false comes under the boolean category. Okay, here true means it can understand like 1 and false means like 0, that you can understand. But right now you have to say true means something. Here like we do perform some kind of conditions, right? Later on we will look. Okay, right now you have to understand we have one more data type like true also, right? True, which is comes under the boolean category, right? We have one boolean also. So we have seen int, right? We have seen string, we have seen float, we have seen complex. Other than that, we have a different data type as well, which comes under the arrays category. Okay, what is the array category? That I will let you know later on. It is a part of data structures. But right now you have to understand array is something which will store multiple value. Like for example, here I am storing number equal to 100. It is storing the one value only, right? Can I store here two values in a single variable? I am talking about in a single variable like 100 comma 200. Not possible, right? Not possible. Then what happen, right? 100 comma 200 if you will keep, either it will replace the 200 or it will keep only one. It will keep only the one, but it cannot keep both together. So what happen, right? In a single variable, I want to store more than one values, then array will come in a picture, right? So for them, we have a different data type. Like for example, let me write down this here. Or let's take one by one. Okay, so let's take one by one. Like for example, I am writing here byte of this one. So byte is also one type of data type. So here I am storing here, it could be suppose say B. Do I have a B? No. Okay, so here I am writing like B equal to byte 65, 66, 67. Then what happen, right? This B will store three different values like which could be 65, 66 and 67. And if you want to display the type of B, it will give me like it is a bytes only, right? So like that way you can understand here we have a different type. Like we have a range as a one data type, we have a list as a one data type, like it is representing a list, it is representing a tuple, it is representing a set, right? It is representing a frozen set. So that we have to understand we have a different type of. So this data types comes under the advanced data type, you can say like that. Okay, which if you will understand right now, that is also fine. If you will not understand, you can I will cover this one more time when I will starting the data structures in the Python, like how can we work with the data structure with the Python and how can we work with the arrays actually. Okay, so here it is order and mutable collection, order and immutable collection, mutable, immutable also, that is one thing. A different thing right now you have to understand that mutable is something which is changeable, immutable is something which is not changeable in programming terms. Okay, so here like if someone will ask you like what is a list actually, so it is a list here. It is a one kind of data structures, right? Tuple is also one kind of data structures, right? And set is also one kind of data structures. Frozen set is also one kind of data structure, like, and here we are displaying like a dist only. So dist is also one type of data type which is representing the key value pair, right? If you want to store the key value pair, then you can use dist. So we have a list, tuple, set, dist, range, byte array and bytes. Bytes and bytes array both are having a different. Okay, so bytes and bytes array, these are the two different data types. List, tuple, set, frozen set, these are the different data type which we have in Python, right? And none is also one of the data type. What is the meaning of none? Like for example, here I'm putting some value here like x equal to say like none. None means actually normally we'd use the absence of the values. I mean there is nothing is inside the x. So if I will display the type of x, see what does it do? What does it display here for me? It will display like none type only, right? So that is a different data type we have, right? I have explained very basics what is a data, right? And what is a type of data, and both is a kind of mixed together. They cannot be separated, right? So data with having a specific type, if you will merge that, then only it will be fine, otherwise it will not be fine, right? So here we have variables. Variable are storing the values. Value could be any type, right? Value could be any type. So we have to understand that what is the specific type of value. If you are a different programming, already know like Java and C and C++, right? In this programming language, who do not know that, do not worry about it. If you know, right, you can say here we do keep the type as well. But here it doesn't allow it. It is an integer, float, something like that. It doesn't allow it. Here we can directly give a variable and with the variable values, right? So these are the different data type which we have, and according to the step by step, we will understand that all different data types, right, with the different values, right? So every values whichever we are putting, like data, I told, right, data. What is data? Data is a piece of information. This piece of information having a specific type of it, that is called data type, right? So the data is a one piece of information with that which is having a specific type, that is called data type, right? So this is a kind of basics, I can say like data types, okay? That is a start from the beginner, and later on we will go to this advanced as well, which will having a kind of array type of values, right? Array means multiple values it may have, right? Like for example, here we have a list tuple set, like they all comes under this advanced data type, you can say like that, right? So here we have one variable which is store the values, and reference, that is in case of arrays actually. Who does store the reference? Who does store the reference? Reference means address. Let me put here address, right? So let me tell you when address is required and when value is required, okay? Let's say here I am saying that we have one variable which is having 100 values, right? Now here I am saying like, for example, this scenario you can understand here. This scenario you can understand here. Like what is happening here? I am saying that there's a one byte array we have where we have like three values, 65, 66 and 67, right? Let's say display the type of D here first. What does it do? Type of D, I do get like byte array only. Now here it is having a how many values? It is having a 1 value, 2 value or 3 value. It is having a 3 values only on it, right? 65, 66 and 67. Now if you want to display it, right? Let's say if I will write a print. Let's say print is used for display the value, right? Let's say if I want to print it directly this B only here. So what does it do? Let's see. What it is displaying, print ABC only. So B is displaying like ABC. But if I will go with this index number here, like B of 0, suppose, what is giving me? 65. So you can understand there is a two difference here actually, okay? One I am displaying the, so here how many value it is having a 3 value, right? So if you are displaying directly B, what it is giving me? It is giving me ABC. That means it is address. So what happened, right? In case of this scenario byte array, in computer what does it do? It will create a one block actually. It will create a one block, okay, like this only here, where it will store the values, not like that. Let me make it in horizontal way. So that will create a block in a horizontal way, right? That way it will create a block, and here it will divide this. How many value we have? It will having a suppose 3 value, will divide in 3. If it is having 100 value, will divide in 100. Okay, it doesn't matter. And then it will store the value here, but first it will store the 65, and second it will store the 66 and 67, right? So that is a 66, and here it is a 67. Here it is a 67. So it is stored that 3 different value in a one particular block, and here I have like indexing. So it will having a like 0 index, it is having a like 1 index, it is having a like 2 index. It is starting with the 0th index, right? So here I am putting that it under the B only. So here we are putting like suppose B. Here I am putting like suppose B. So this block is having a specific address. So let's say the address of this block is like ABC, right? So inside this B, what will happen, right? This address will store. So inside B, it will store the ABC. It will store the ABC, right? And it will directly point to this particular block. It is directly point to this particular block. So wherever is required, what is required? Suppose I want to get first value, right? So that's why if I will display B directly, right? What is the value of B? ABC only. So B doesn't have a actually value. B having a specific address, B is having a specific address. On that address there is one block is there. Inside that block having some value which is called a data actually. So here if you want to display that 65, if you want to display first value, right, then what I will write? I will write here suppose B of 0. So here what I will do here, I will go and write here B of 0, like a B of 0. So what does it do? It will give me 65 only. If I will write B of 1, it will give me 66. If I will write B of 2, it will give me 67. So we have a different indexing here. So that we have to understand that wherever we are storing that multiple values in a single variable, right, that will always represent the address only. So that's why I am saying here there is a difference actually. There is a difference actually in two variables. Here I am putting number equal to 100, right, and here I am putting here B equal to byte of 65, 66 and 67. There's a difference. Here it is storing on only single value. Here it is storing a 3 different values. So 3 different values will not be stored directly into a variable. This variable will store the address and that will point to the specific block. That block is having a 3 different values because we know that one variable cannot store multiple values. So if you want to store multiple values, you have to represent that to the directly one particular block only. One particular block only, right? So that explained I here, right? So that is a B having an address and that is a block which is having index 0, 1, 2 and that is pointing with the index only. So B of 0, first value B of 1, second value B of 2, third value. Like that it will represent the values. Okay, so that is the main things about the Python regarding that data type, right? So same like all the data type, like byte we have, byte array we have, right? List we have, tuple we have, set we have, frozen set we have, right? And dist we have, right? They all are the different data type which will present to the multiple values, So they all are storing value in the form of a reference only. So here this will be the reference and they will point to the different block only. Clear it? So these are the data types that we have covered. So you have to understand that from the first as a beginner label, right? We should understand that none data type, boolean data type, complex also we do use very rare. Where is it used? I will let you know, right? Float, strings and integer, right? These are the different data type we have. So please understand that very clearly, what is the data and what is the type of the data, why it is required, right? And what is the purpose of it, right? If you know, see, if you want to understand that each and everything, right? First we have to understand why and what and then how. Why data type? Because for every operation, data type, for every data type is required because we have to specify the data type of the data, right? Why, what, right? And how it is work, that work in a different way like that, right? So that things you have to understand that. So that is about in the session, guys. Please subscribe it if you like the video. If you have any problem, any issue to understand that, please put me on the comment. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.